Let me ask you something. Have you ever had a song come on the radio and suddenly you're transported back to a specific moment in time? Maybe it's a summer night, windows down, music blasting, and you can almost feel the warm air on your skin. Or maybe it's the scent of someone's cologne or perfume that instantly reminds you of a person you haven't seen in years. That's the power of emotional anchoring. People don't miss you as much as they miss the feeling you created within them. If you want someone to think about you constantly, to feel your presence even in your absence, you have to learn how to create these emotional anchors in their mind. Experience is so powerful they can't shake them no matter how hard they try. Most people approach relationships with logic. They think if they're nice enough, available enough, or affectionate enough, the other person will naturally reciprocate. But attraction and emotional longing don't work that way. Humans don't crave predictability. They crave emotional intensity. They remember highs and lows. They remember the things that make them feel something. So if you want someone to miss you, you need to focus on the emotional imprints you leave behind. Think about the most unforgettable people in your life. What made them so memorable? It wasn't just their looks or their words. It was the way they made you feel in their presence. Maybe they made you laugh until your stomach hurt. Maybe they had a way of looking at you that made you feel like the only person in the world. Maybe they challenged you, inspired you, or brought out a side of you that no one else could. If you want to be missed like crazy, you need to cultivate those same powerful emotional experiences. You need to create memories that stand out, ones that get replayed in their mind over and over again. And the way you do that is through variety, unpredictability, and deep emotional connection. Variety and unpredictability. The secret to emotional intensity, routine is the enemy of desire. When something becomes too familiar, too expected, it stops being exciting. This is why relationships often lose their spark over time, because people fall into patterns, and those patterns become boring. To make someone miss you, you need to inject moments of excitement and unpredictability into their life. This doesn't mean playing games or being inconsistent. It means creating experiences that break the mold of their normal routine. Instead of the usual dinner date, take them on a spontaneous road trip to a place they've never been. Instead of texting them the same good morning message every day, surprise them with a voice note telling them a crazy dream you had about the two of you. Instead of predictable conversations, ask deep, thought-provoking questions that make them see you in a different light. When you create experiences that stand out, they don't just remember you, they remember the energy, the excitement, the rush they felt when they were with you. And once they've felt that, they'll crave it when you're gone. Emotional connection, going beyond surface interactions. If you want someone to miss you on a deep soul level, you have to connect with them beyond the surface. Physical attraction can create temporary excitement, but emotional connection is what locks someone in. It's what keeps them up at night thinking about you. Most people skim the surface in conversations. They talk about their day, their plans, or what's happening in the world. But if you want to truly anchor yourself into someone's mind, you need to go deeper. You need to make them feel seen in a way no one else does. Ask about their dreams, the ones they're too afraid to tell anyone. Find out what excites them, what scares them, what they secretly wish for but never say out loud. When they open up, hold that space for them. Make them feel safe, accepted, and understood. Here's the trick. People don't just miss those who entertain them. They miss those who make them feel alive. If you can be the person who sparks their soul, who makes them feel emotions they don't experience with anyone else, you'll become irreplaceable in their mind. The role of sensory triggers in emotional anchoring. Another powerful way to create emotional anchors is through sensory triggers, things that activate their memory of you without them even realizing it. Smell is one of the strongest memory triggers. If you have a signature scent, whether it's a perfume, cologne, or even the way your shampoo smells, it can become an invisible anchor in their subconscious. When they catch a whiff of that scent somewhere else, their brain automatically associates it with you, pulling back all the emotions they felt when you were around. Music works the same way. If there's a song that you both share, one that played during a special moment, or one that you sent to them with meaning, It can become a mental trigger. Even years later, that song can bring back feelings of nostalgia and longing. Touch, taste, and even certain phrases you use often can become part of your emotional imprint. The more you incorporate these sensory elements into your interactions, the more deeply you embed yourself into their mind, leaving them wanting more, the art of strategic absence. Now, here's where most people make a mistake. They create these beautiful emotional anchors, they spark deep connection, and then they smother the other person with too much availability. If you want someone to truly miss you, you have to create space for that longing to grow. Think about a great TV show. What makes you binge watch an entire season? It's the way every episode ends, with just enough mystery, just enough intrigue to make you crave the next one. You have to do the same thing in your interactions. Leave on a high note. End the conversation before it loses its energy. Walk away while they're still craving more. This isn't about manipulation, it's about understanding human psychology. We value what is slightly out of reach. We long for what we almost have, but not completely. So when you master the balance of emotional depth and strategic absence, you create a dynamic where they feel your presence even when you're not there. That's how you rewire someone's mind to miss you like crazy. Think about the things in life that people crave the most. Luxury cars, exclusive VIP events, rare collector's items. What do they all have in common? They aren't easily accessible. Scarcity fuels desire. The harder something is to obtain, the more valuable it becomes. The same principle applies when it comes to relationships and attraction. If you want someone to miss you like crazy, you must understand this fundamental truth. What is always available is rarely appreciated. When something is constantly within reach, it loses its magic. When it's uncertain, unpredictable, or slightly out of reach, it becomes irresistible. The availability trap, why being too much kills attraction. Most people make the mistake of thinking that the more they give, the more they'll be valued. They believe that by always being present, always replying instantly, and always saying yes, they'll become indispensable to someone. But what happens instead? They become taken for granted. Think about your own experiences. Have you ever been excited about a new friendship or relationship only to find your enthusiasm fading once you realized the person was too easy to get? The thrill disappeared because there was no challenge, no tension, no sense of anticipation. On the other hand, have you ever been drawn to someone simply because they weren't always available? Maybe they took their time to reply. Maybe they had their own life going on. Or maybe they gave just enough attention to keep you wanting more. That's the power of strategic unavailability. Scarcity makes people assign higher value to something. It makes them pay closer attention. It makes them think about what they might be missing. And that's exactly the effect you want to create if you want someone to long for you. The less is more principle, how to create scarcity without playing games. It means being intentional with your energy and presence. It means making sure that when you are around, your presence is impactful. And when you're not around, your absence is felt. Here's how to do it effectively. Limit your availability. Stop being the person who is always instantly available. If someone knows they can text or call you at any time and you'll always be there, they will start taking you for granted. Instead, be selective. Let them wonder what you're up to. Let them feel your absence before they get too comfortable with your presence. Create the push-pull dynamic. Give them attention, then pull back. Spark excitement, then disappear just enough to make them want more. This is how movies keep you on the edge of your seat. It's the tension between what's given and what's withheld that makes things exciting. Don't always say yes. If you drop everything the moment they want to see you, you send the message that your time isn't valuable. Instead, let them know you're busy sometimes. Make them feel like earning your time is a privilege, not a guarantee. Have a life beyond them. The most attractive people are those who have passions, goals, and activities outside of their relationships. When you're too focused on someone, you shift the power dynamic in their favor. But when they see that you're living your best life with or without them, it creates a subconscious fear of loss. Let silence work for you. One of the biggest mistakes people make when they want to be missed is over-communicating. If they don't hear from the other person, they flood their phone with messages, trying to stay relevant in their mind. But true power is in restraint. If they aren't reaching out, let them feel your absence. Let them notice the silence and wonder why you're not chasing them, why uncertainty triggers. Emotional investment. People don't get emotionally invested in things that are guaranteed. They get hooked on things that keep them guessing. That's why casinos make millions, because uncertainty is addictive. When you make yourself predictable, you become part of someone's routine. You blend into the background, but when you introduce just enough uncertainty, their mind starts working overtime, trying to figure you out. They start wondering, why haven't they texted yet? Are they out with someone else? Did I do something wrong? Why do I suddenly miss them? And that's exactly what you want. Because once someone starts thinking about you in your absence, you've already won. The power of FOMO, fear of missing out. Have you ever noticed how people suddenly want something the moment they realize they can't have it? That's the power of FOMO, fear of missing out. When someone knows they have full access to you, there's no urgency to appreciate you. But the moment they sense that you're slipping away, that they might be losing you, that someone else might be enjoying your energy, that's when they start missing you. You don't have to tell them they're losing you. You simply have to show them through your actions. Be busy, be thriving, be someone they feel lucky to have access to. The balance between distance and connection. Now let's be clear. Scarcity doesn't mean emotional distance. You still need to create strong connections when you're present. The goal is not to make someone feel abandoned or ignored. The goal is to make them feel grateful for the time they get with you. When you're with them, be fully present. Make them feel seen, heard, and deeply connected. Make those moments memorable, exciting, and fulfilling, but then disappear just enough to make them crave the next interaction. This creates a powerful emotional loop. When you're there, they feel incredible. When you're gone, they long for that feeling again. And before they even realize what's happening, you become someone they can't stop thinking about. Have you ever wondered why some people are unforgettable? Why even after months or years, they still linger in someone's mind, like a song that won't stop playing? It's not just about looks, charm, or how much time they spent together. It's about something much deeper. If you want someone to miss you like crazy, you have to become someone they cannot replace. And that doesn't happen by accident. It happens because you elevate yourself to a level where you're not just another option, but a one-of-a-kind experience that no one else can provide. Most people think relationships are about getting attention, getting love, getting validation. But the truth is, it's not about what you get, it's about what you bring to the table. The more valuable you are, the more unforgettable you become. And once you're unforgettable, you're impossible to replace. The fatal mistake, being just like everyone else. If you act like everyone else, respond like everyone else, and behave like everyone else, why would anyone miss you? Think about it. People don't long for average, they don't crave ordinary, they crave something that stands out. When you blend into the background, when your conversations are predictable, your energy is average, and your presence feels like just another person filling space, you become forgettable. But when you offer something different, rare, and extraordinary, you create an emotional gap when you're gone. You leave a void that no one else can fill, and that's the key. Step 1, cultivate a magnetic presence. People remember how you make them feel. If you want to be irreplaceable, you have to create a presence that commands attention, energy, and admiration. Be passionate about something. Nothing is more magnetic than someone who has a deep passion for life. It could be your career, a hobby, personal growth, fitness, music, or travel. When you talk about something with fire in your eyes, it's contagious. It draws people in. Master the art of storytelling. Instead of having surface-level, boring conversations, become someone who can tell stories in a way that captivates. Make people feel what you're saying. Use emotion, suspense, and vivid details. When you speak, you should transport them into an experience, not just exchange words. Have a distinct energy. When you walk into a room, people should feel your presence. This doesn't mean being loud or overly extroverted. It means carrying yourself with a level of certainty, confidence, and authenticity that makes others pay attention. Don't just exist, engage. When you're in someone's life, don't just be there physically, engage deeply. Ask thought-provoking questions, challenge them, inspire them. Make them think in ways they never have before. People don't forget the ones who help them see the world differently. Step 2, build a strong sense of self-worth. The number one reason people become forgettable is neediness. When someone needs another person's attention, validation, or love to feel valuable, they lose their power. Here's the truth. If you want someone to miss you, you can't be the one constantly seeking them. You have to be so secure in your worth that people feel lucky just to be part of your world. Detach from the outcome. The more you need someone to miss you, the less they will. Scarcity creates desire, but desperation kills it. Stop worrying about whether they're thinking about you, texting you, or missing you. Instead, focus on becoming someone they don't want to lose. Be willing to walk away. Nothing is more powerful than someone who has the confidence to walk away when they aren't valued. This doesn't mean being cold. It means knowing your worth so deeply that you refuse to beg for someone's attention. And ironically, when people sense that you don't need them, they crave you even more. Keep evolving. If you stay the same person forever, you become predictable. If you keep learning, growing, and evolving, you become exciting. People miss those who surprise them, those who bring new experiences and insights into their life. Stay ahead of the curve. Keep leveling up. Step 3, become their emotional high. If you want to be irreplaceable, you have to create emotional highs that they associate only with you. Give them unique experiences. Don't just go on basic dinner dates. Create unforgettable moments. It could be something adventurous like a spontaneous trip, deep late-night conversations under the stars, or teaching them something new. If they experience something amazing with you, their brain will associate that feeling with you. Be the source of inspiration. Push them toward their dreams. Be the person who motivates them when they doubt themselves. Most people don't have anyone who truly believes in them. When you become that person, you become irreplaceable. Trigger deep emotions. People remember those who make them feel. Make them laugh until they can't breathe. Make them open up about their deepest fears and dreams. Make them feel alive. If you can create moments of emotional intensity, they won't just miss you, they'll ache for you. Step 4, the subtle art of leaving a void. The real magic happens when you're gone. Because when someone realizes they can't just replace you with another person, that's when they start missing you like crazy. Don't be overly available. If someone knows they can always reach you, your presence loses value. Give them space to feel your absence. Let them wonder where you are. Let them feel the difference between life with you and life without you. Make your absence felt. If you suddenly disappear and nothing changes in their life, you weren't that important to begin with. But if your absence leaves a void, if they notice a lack of energy, depth, excitement, and passion, then they'll start missing you deeply. Be the standard they compare others to. The ultimate goal is to be the person they compare everyone else to. When they meet new people, they should think, no one makes me feel the way they did. And once that happens, you've won. Let me ask you something. What makes a great movie unforgettable? What makes a book impossible to put down? It's not the predictable moments. It's not knowing exactly what's going to happen next. It's the suspense, the twists, the emotional highs and lows that keep you hooked. Now apply that same principle to relationships. Predictability is comforting, but it's not exciting. And if you want someone to miss you like crazy, they have to feel a sense of incomplete anticipation when you're gone. They have to be left wondering, what will they do next? When will I hear from them? Why do I feel so drawn to them? Most people become too predictable too quickly. They follow the same patterns, give the same responses, and become too easy to figure out. And once that happens, they lose their mystery. Their presence becomes expected, routine, and even forgettable. If you want to stay on someone's mind, you have to break that pattern. You have to create a sense of unpredictability that keeps their emotions engaged, their mind intrigued, and their heart longing for more. Step 1, break the expected response cycle. Humans love patterns. We subconsciously pick up on routines, behaviors, and habits. When someone always acts in a certain way, we categorize them mentally and stop paying as much attention. This is why people often lose interest in relationships. They feel like they already know what's going to happen. They stop feeling that rush of excitement. If you want someone to keep thinking about you, you need to break their expectations in a way that makes them re-engage emotionally. Be unpredictable in your communication. If you always respond instantly, start taking your time. If you always text good morning, stop doing it for a few days. Then send a message at an unexpected time with something more interesting. Keep them on their toes. Give them unexpected surprises. Most people associate unpredictability with inconsistency, but that's not the same thing. You don't need to be unreliable, just surprising. Send them a random voice note instead of a text. Drop off their favorite snack at their work without warning. Leave a note in their pocket before they go somewhere. Small, unexpected gestures create lasting emotional impressions. Flip the dynamic. If they're used to you always initiating, pull back. If they think you're predictable, do something completely unexpected. Changing the rhythm of interactions makes them wonder what's going on, and that curiosity turns into longing. Step 2, be emotionally dynamic people. Don't miss flatline emotions, they miss intensity. If every interaction with you feels the same, whether it's happy, neutral, or even affectionate, it becomes predictable. And predictable experiences don't leave a lasting impact. Create emotional highs and lows. This doesn't mean playing games, but it does mean allowing emotional variety. Make them laugh one moment, then challenge them the next. Be deeply present in one conversation, then be mysteriously unavailable for a little while. When emotions fluctuate, people feel more. And when they feel more, they attach more deeply. Know when to pull back. Most people try to keep connections going constantly out of fear of losing interest. But the reality is, people need contrast to appreciate what they have. If you're always available, they stop valuing your presence. Give them emotional highs with deep connection and exciting moments, then step back so they feel the difference. Change your interaction style. If you always communicate in a serious way, introduce humor and playfulness. If you're usually playful, have a deep, serious conversation that makes them see you in a new light. When someone feels like they haven't fully figured you out, they keep thinking about you. Step 3, keep them guessing about what's next. The mind loves puzzles. When something feels unfinished, we naturally obsess over it until we find closure. This is why cliffhangers in movies work so well. They leave you wanting more. You can use this same principle to make someone miss you. Leave conversations open-ended. Instead of finishing every interaction neatly, say something that sparks curiosity before pulling away. Instead of okay, good night, try something like, remind me to tell you something interesting tomorrow. Now their mind is hooked on what's coming next. Don't always explain yourself. If you suddenly become busy or unavailable, don't over-explain. Let them wonder where you are and what you're doing. Curiosity fuels attraction. If someone feels like they don't have full access to you, they naturally crave more. Introduce the unexpected. Suggest doing something spontaneous. Change your tone or behavior in a way they don't expect. The moment they think they have you figured out, prove them wrong. This keeps their mind actively engaged in thinking about you. Step 4, build a sense of adventure and mystery. People miss those who make them feel alive. If every interaction with you is safe, standard, and predictable, there's no reason for their mind to latch onto the experience. But if you introduce excitement, surprise, and adventure, their brain associates you with heightened emotions, and that's what makes you unforgettable. Invite them into a world of excitement, whether it's a spontaneous road trip, a deep philosophical debate at 2 a.m., or trying something new together. Be the person who brings novelty into their life. When someone associates you with excitement and adventure, they feel the void when you're gone. Have a private side they can't fully access. Mystery creates intrigue. If someone feels like they almost understand you, but there's always something more to discover, they stay curious. Don't reveal everything about yourself at once. Let them uncover new layers over time. Break routine in unexpected ways. If you always meet or talk in the same way, change it. Call them instead of texting. Send a handwritten letter instead of a message. If they're used to seeing you in a casual setting, show up dressed differently than usual. These little shifts make the experience of you feel fresh and exciting. Step 5, make them work for your attention. People don't value what's given too easily. If you want someone to really miss you, they need to feel like they earned your presence. Don't be overly available. If they always know they can get your attention instantly, there's no urgency. But when they feel like they have to work a little to keep your attention, they subconsciously start valuing you more. Let them come to you. If you're always the one reaching out, they don't get the experience of missing you. Step back and let them be the one to initiate sometimes. When they notice the space, they'll feel the pull to close the gap. Reward effort, not just presence. Instead of giving attention freely, reward effort. If they go out of their way to plan something special, acknowledge it. If they simply exist without putting in effort, don't overextend yourself. People cherish what they have to earn. When you become unpredictable in the right way, by creating emotional highs, breaking routines, and keeping an air of mystery, you become the person who lingers in their mind, the person they crave more of.